Welcome to the video. This is a Bianchi fork recall. Now, this isn't Bianchi. This is every bicycle manufacturer out there, right? This is what's happened here is the Bianchi's riding along, hit the gutter, and the forks just snapped. Look at that. The steers just snapped right off. This is Growing Vegan's bike, and this is in the Tour de France last year. Just snapped there. So thanks to the viewer who sent me that. Also, this was also sent me. Lantern Rouge did a video about this. This was captured on camera. I forget this guy's name's face, but he's on an $8,000 frame set of Bianchi Specialissima, and it's look at that. He's snapped his stem. So he snapped his steerer. This is another bike. This is a Trek bike, US made Trek. Look at that. There's no steerer plug. There's no steerer plug below those bolts. So it's just snapped right off there in the sprint. So look at that, snapped right off. Snapped right off. US made $12,000 Trek Madone. High end carbon. Snapped. Because there wasn't a $10, $20 product to go below that stem bolt. Again, look at that. Where's the plug? Where is the plug? Where is the fucking plug in that stem? There isn't one. There's like a little shallow one. Where is the stem plug that goes below the lower stem bolt? Here we go. This is, I think his name's John Moses. Bicep flex. Look at the face. He's thinking, fuck, where am I going to land? And look, same deal. This guy, where is the stem plug? Where is the stem plug? Where is the motherfucking stem plug? You know what I mean? It's crazy. And this guy's got more than 30 mil spaces. This is the Bianchi recall. So people out there saying, no, durianrider, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I'm never fucking wrong when it comes to these topics. I'm always fucking right on these topics, all right? So you can disagree with me, but you're still wrong. This is the Bianchi. Go to their website, look it up. Anyway, let's go to the video. Okay, welcome to the video. We're going to talk about carbon fork safety. This fork's been cut nicely. It's very, very even. It's very, very even. And we've done off the burrs and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about, there's a race recently, a couple of days ago, where a bicycle failed. The steerer snapped. I'll show exactly why that happened. And there's people in the comment section, I did a video about it, carbon fork fail, and there's people in the video saying, oh, you know, that's not the reason it failed. It's not the reason. I'm like, what is the reason? Oh, I don't know. And it's like, yeah, I know. I'll tell you what exactly. I'll show exactly why that fork failed. It was an $8,000 frame set. It was a Bianchi Specialissima. And so what happens is you have these people out there. I'll give you a quick tip before I even get on here. This is what really pisses me off. A lot of manufacturers, they don't file back the inside there. That's a very, very sharp edge. That's a very sharp edge. So what I like to do is get a bit of fine grit paper, strip a bit off, and go in here and just file that, just smooth it back a bit. So it's less of it's literally almost a razor's edge in there. So I just like file it back a little bit, and it just smooths it off. You know what I mean? Why can't they do that? This is a brand new stem off a bike. It's FSA. It's an expensive product. Why can't they do the 10 seconds just to file it back a little bit and just prevent? It's so sharp. It's so sharp. And then when you put pressure on on your carbon steerer, it can create a little stress rise, in my opinion. So I just like to do that. It's a little safety thing. This stem hasn't been used. It's just been pulled off a bike. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to show you exactly the audience what happened on that bike. So I've undone the bolts. Just going to slide it on there. All right. So now that is in like that. You can sort of see there's like a few mil gap. We're going to put a plug in here. This is your steerer plug. This is called a compression plug. It prevents, it also adjusts your headset bearing tension, but also prevents the steer from getting crushed. And I'll show what I mean. So it's going to protect that bottom bolt there. All right, so go about that much. So it's going to sit in. I'm going to plug him in there, and so you can sort of see it just covers that bolt there. All right, just sort of covers it. So when you do up these bolts here, then that protects it because it's not hollow. All right, so if you put it in there and I now try and crush my hand, I can't crush my hand. If I take it out, boom, I can crush. All right, so if someone's got their hand around here, my hand can't be crushed. We take the plug out, and this is the stem, and we're crushing that steerer. All right, so all the noobs out there who say it doesn't matter, you can ride as many spaces as you want above your stem on a carbon steerer. Alloy doesn't apply because alloy doesn't really crush like carbon does. All right, carbon's very, very fragile. Do not clamp something that's hollow, especially a steerer tube. A seat tube in a bike rack, again, is an issue. The seat post a little bit different, but yeah, hollow there's so much torsion here. There's so much twisting going on. All right, there's so much twisting going on. It creates a very weak area, and if you over torque that, most people don't use a torque wrench. This is a little torque wrench, so we're going to crimp it up to like say 5 Newton meters. Boom, boom, boom. Most people just, that their stem is down here. Let's replicate what they do, the average person. So we're going to put 10 mil spaces on there. All right, so this is about 10 mil, 15 mil spaces on there like that. And now all of a sudden we see that bottom, because the plug only goes to maybe, we'll draw it on here so you can sort of demonstrate it. Actually, what we'll do is do it exactly. We'll put this stem right down. Excuse the ADD presentation, but this stuff is fact. This stuff is fact. So we're going to say, so that plug sits on top of that. So we're going to measure it up, just roughly, and it's going to be sitting about, I'd say the minimum is there. All right, that's the minimum. That's where you've got support. Below this white line, no support. And so now what we'll do, this might even buff off. No, it stays on there. So you're going to put 10 mil here, about 10 mil spaces. All right, and so now you can see we do up this bottom bolt. Is this making sense to you? We do this up, boom, 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 wrench it up, and now this is crimping into the steerer because it's not supported. It's getting, remember that analogy? It's getting crushed. It's getting crushed slightly. So put some strong rider in there, like an 80 kilo rider or a 90 kilo rider, or it's a 65 kilo professional, having a few bumps and crashes and stuff like that. And now this is getting weaker over time, right? And then add in some miles and stuff like that. This is why it failed, all right? Is this making any sense? Let me try and demonstrate it even more simply for the people out there who still won't believe it. There'll still be people in the comment section who go, oh, no, that's not trace. Look at that. It's not supported. See that? You can tighten so it's going to crush it. All right. Now supported. Not supported. Okay. So never have more than a 5 mil space or even that. But the most important thing is that your plug goes deep enough. You can get Colnago ones or Detta ones that will go down to here. They're 70 millimeter. All right. So if you want to ride your bike with an uncut steerer, okay, uncut carbon steerer, okay, do that. But please make sure you got a fucking long plug. All right. Because that stem's going to fail. The steerer's going to fail eventually. If not you, the next person. A lot of people go, I don't care. That's the other person's problem. I sold you the bike, now it's your bike, it's your problem. That's so unethical. It's immoral. All right. So I bought this. This is off a S-Works bike, and the person's headset had gouged into it. So I cut it off because that was going to fail as well. So it's just crazy out there how much carbon out there is very, very unsafe. And bicycle manufacturers aren't really doing a good job of really warning customers what to do. It's crazy. Even bike shops, man. People walk out of a bike shop and they've got 30 mil spaces on their carbon stem, or they've just got a short plug, and they don't have a plug going deep enough. All right. So the question of the day, this whole video, does your plug go deep enough that it protects the lower bolt of your stem? Is it going deep enough? All right. If it is, okay. If it's not, then you need to cut your steerer, your carbon steerer. Alloy doesn't matter. That's fine. If you've got a carbon steerer, you need to understand, where does your bolt go down to? Where does your plug go down to? All right. This is crazy. This is insane that bike manufacturers, why not make it a bit longer? There's a company out there called Thesis Bikes, I had a chat with him. He was very friendly, and then he realised that I have my own bike brand, and he stopped talking to me. But he has a thing called SteerSafe, where it's like a glue-in thing like Cervelo did a few years ago. Just copied that. I messaged him and said, hey, I'd like to get a hold of some of those and sell them at cost. I don't make any money on it, but I just want to sell them. And he's never replied to my emails. So he talks the game about providing a safe product, but there's more about it for his product only. A bit disappointing. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, the solution the bike industry needs to do is start gluing in alloy sleeves, or providing bikes with longer plugs. It's like, why are we having these short plugs? Short plugs are great if the bike's properly cut, but most people don't do that. Go to any race and you'll see these noob guys, their mum's bought them a Cervelo, or daddy's bought them an S-Works or whatever, which is fine if your parents buy you bling bikes because you're entitled rich kid, whatever. But they're riding with these like uncut steerers, man. Like that. It's insane. They're riding with it. If you ever see a friend, friends don't let friends ride uncut steerers. if you see someone with, more, if you see someone with more than that much stem above their steerer, say, hey, does your stem plug go deep enough to protect it? Get along. If you see someone like this, then say, bro, what are you doing? Don't ride in front of me. Your stem's going to fail. Sit behind me and make sure you've got ambulance cover, because your stem's going to fail eventually. So there you go. You can even see here, like, that little fleck of carbon. That's no real issue, but it just goes to show how delicate carbon really is. Carbon doesn't just fail, in my experience. It develops cracks and, dodgy looking bits. So drop your fork out now and then, every couple of months after a crash or whatever, and just pull it out and just have a look. Is there any, shine a light down there, shine a light down the down here, have a look for any fibers flaking off. Just have a suss, man. It takes a few minutes. I'll do more videos in this till it's drummed into people that Bianchi fork failed because that dude, you can look into Instagram, he had uncut steerer. Alright, it's going to fail again. So hopefully he learns from this lesson. Crazy.